You, God, are awesome in your sanctuary. The God of Israel give power and strength to his people. Praise be to God. Psalms 68:35.
Welcome to Craft Time, boys and girls. Let's get started. You'll need a few supplies before we get started. You're going to need a sheet of letters, and you're only going to use the letter G. You're going to also need some black paper, felt or cardstock is fine. You'll need a pair of scissors, and you'll also need some colored popsicle sticks. I have a lot of popsicle sticks to choose from, but I decided to go with orange, and let's do green as well. You're going to need a glue stick, and you're going to need a colored piece of construction paper. I chose blue. So you're going to take your paper and you're going to turn it up like long ways, up and down. First, you're going to take one popsicle stick and move it almost all the way down to the bottom of the paper. Leave some space at the bottom and leave some space at the top. You need your glue stick, and we're going to put a lot of glue all over the back of the popsicle stick so we can make sure that it sticks to the paper. Now let's glue it to the paper and press down to make sure it sticks. Now we're going to use our black paper or construction paper or cardstock, and we're going to fold it in half, and then we're going to fold it in half again. Now let's take our scissors and cut a circle out of the middle of our paper. Be sure to cut all around the paper. You don't want any pieces sticking together. This is very important, as you will see in just a moment. Now you have one circle up. You're supposed to have two, but they stuck together. Remember, I told you it's important that you cut all the way around. So let me fix that really quick. There we go. Now we have 2 circles, 3 circles, 4 circles. Perfect. Take one of your circles, fold it in half, and we're going to put some glue on the circle, on just half of the circle. We're going to fold it in half, and then we're going to put glue on the back side of one of the circles. And we're going to glue it down to the popsicle stick, making sure the rounded part of the half circle sticks out and the flat part is in. You're going to repeat that on another circle. And we're going to glue that to the opposite end of the popsicle stick. Remember, flat side in, round side out. Now let's take our green popsicle stick, or whichever color you chose. Lots and lots and lots of glue. Boys and girls, do you know yet what we're making? That's right, we're making dumbbells because dumbbells are used for lifting weights. And our memory verse says, God gives power and strength to his people. So our dumbbells are going to remind us of God's power and strength that he gives to us. And all we're doing here is repeating what we did the first time. Gluing it down with the flat side in and the round side out. And taking our last circle, let's add some glue. Fold it in half. And now let's glue this half down to the other side of the popsicle stick. And now we have our weights. Uh-oh, I forgot to tell you, we're going to need a marker. A Sharpie marker will do great. Now, let's take our letters and our letter G, and let's put that on the construction paper and the top. Now, let's write out our memory verse. Let's say it together again. God gives power and strength to his people. Psalm 68, verse 35. Up, up, and away. Do you want to go to heaven? What do you want to see there? What do you want to do there? The Bible tells us that Elijah was taken to heaven. Elijah woke up, a beautiful smile spread over his face. Today was the day. Today was his last day on earth. God had told him so. Today, God would take him to heaven. Elijah and his special helper, Elisha, talked. I'm going to Bethel to visit the school of the prophets, Elijah said. You stay here. But Elisha also knew that this was Elijah's last day on earth. I will never leave you, Elisha exclaimed. I will go with you. Elijah and Elisha started on their journey. Elijah visited many of his friends that day. He told them goodbye. Late that afternoon, God told Elijah to cross the Jordan River. The river was deep and there was no bridge. Elijah stopped on the riverbank and took off his cloak. He rolled it up and hit the water with it. The water divided and there was a dry path for Elijah and Elisha to walk across. What can I do for you before the Lord takes me away? Elijah asked his friend. I want to carry on your work, Elisha said. I want help from the Lord. I want him to give me his power like he gave it to you. If you see me when I'm taken away, you will have what you are asking for, Elijah answered. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a chariot of fire appeared. Pulled by horses of fire, the chariot drove right between the two men. Then Elijah was lifted up into the chariot and carried quickly away to heaven by a strong whirlwind. Elijah dropped his cloak as the chariot took him up. Elisha picked it up and held it close. He looked up into the sky. He looked as hard as he could, but the chariot of fire and the horses of fire and his friend Elijah had all disappeared. Elisha walked back to the Jordan River. He stopped and rolled up Elijah's cloak just as Elijah had, and he struck the water with it. The water of the river divided. Elisha walked back across the Jordan River on dry land. Now he was sure that he would carry on Elijah's work. Elisha knew that God had given him power. He would serve God just as Elijah had. For all his days, he was God's servant, and he used his power that God gave him to help others. God will give you power too, power to obey him and to do good all the days of your life.